Good afternoon. Hello and welcome to the first edition of Computer Studies tutorial. Of course, today we shall be doing introduction to computer and basic parts you need to know about computer. Shall I first done that through the blackboard or the chalkboard? I'll show you some physical parts of the computer. Some people used to say this is a computer. Some say they are all computers. Of course, computers are of different types. When we talk about a computer, it is any electronic device that accepts data. It inputs the data, accepts it, processes it, and gives out the useful information to the users. So once again, a computer, it is an electronic device that we use to input data, and it processes data, it accepts it, and gives out the useful information to the users. Computer can perform different functions like storage capacity, etc. So when we talk about a computer, even a smartphone is a computer. Even a smartphone is a computer. But basically, we are talking about the this electronic device that you are seeing in front here. Even though the components are not, but I'll show you, they are not available here, but you can see the useful part of it. The rest I will show you where they are connected, because we are using this computer through a main server. So let's talk about the definition. We say it accepts data. Use it to input data. What is the data there? Of course, a data is any raw fact, like you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all data. Let's assume you are 20 in class, and then they ask you to give the information about the total number of your class. You are not going to report by saying there are 1, 2, 3. No, you have to collect them together and then give it out. So this data, counting them one after the other, is the data. And a data, when it has been processed, we call it information. So a processed data is called information. So therefore, when you are asked to give the total number of pupils in a class, meaning they need what? The information about the total number of the people. So you are going to count in data, and then you calculate it. The total of these people is referred to as the information. So that is why we say computer, we use a computer to input the data, and it accepts the data, it processes the data, and gives out the useful information to the users. So let's talk about the basic parts that makes up of a computer, because we're not going to talk about some characteristics and advantage or disadvantage. We'll leave that for next time. But let's talk about the basic parts of a computer. Of course, there are 4 basic parts that makes up a computer. Let me take a mouse. Okay, this one here. Okay. So of course, the 4 basic parts that makes up a computer, they are as follows. In a computer system, we have input device and output device. input device and output device. We'll talk about the input device. This you're seeing is called the printer, and it is output device. It is output device. All the input device, they are found in this processing unit, the system unit, and this is referred to as the system unit. This box you are seeing here is referred to as the system unit, or what we call the CPU, central processing unit. Of course, talking about the four basic parts you need to know as a novice, because we call you now as a novice. So as a novice in computer system, let's talk about the four basic parts you need to know. This little thing I'm having here with me, it's called the mouse. The mouse, M-O-U-S-E, mouse. I'm sorry because I'm not writing. I'm not very close to a blackboard, but we'll do that. So you write them. You take your book now and record whatever thing I'm saying, what you understand, and what you don't understand, leave your comment below. So like, this is a mouse. If you check the mouse, it has three main buttons. When you handle the mouse like this, you use these two fingers to work with it. We have what? The left click and the right click. You know your left is in this way, so the key that follows this way is the left key, and the key that follows your right hand is the right key. So when you handle the mouse like this, you click here is the left key and here is right key. Of course, this one menu is called the scroll button. The scroll button allows you to see a lot of pages in your window. A lot, even if it's 5,000, the scroll button can help you to see all those pages. So these are the three keys on a mouse: the left key, the right key, and the scroll button. This is a mouse. We are done with the mouse. Now let's move to the keyboard. Earlier on, from the definition, we say we use computer to what? Input data. And this particular source of inputting the data is a keyboard. This keyboard is used to input data. So when you look at the keyboard, you see different signs, symbols, alphabetic and also numeric keys. You see alphabetic keys and numeric keys, and you also see some signs, some punctuation marks, and you see other different relevant keys you need to know. This one is called a keyboard. We use this keyboard to input data in the system. We use a keyboard to input data in the system. So when you look at a keyboard as a novice, there are basic keys you need to know as a novice. There are basic keys you need to know. Let's say today is the first day. Let me say your father bought you a computer, but you don't know how to operate it. You've gone as far somewhere else you don't know, meaning you become confused. So this key here at the far right, up here, ESC, it is the escape key. In case you don't know where you might have gone to, just click on this escape key. It will take you back to the menu screen. This one is called the escape key. Escape key. ESCAPE. Escape key. And we move again to, of course, keyboard. We have both English keyboard and French keyboard. This one here is the French keyboard that I'm holding here. So on a French keyboard, you can see this key here. This the longest key on the keyboard. The longest key, you can see it. It is called the space. The space. It makes you to space your work whenever you are typing, the space key. And we move here also. You see the biggest key here, the biggest key here. It is very big. On a French keyboard, you see Invio, I-N-V-I-O. But on an English keyboard, it is written there Enter or the OK key. It is called the OK key. The OK key or Enter. This one. Of course, just up. When you move upward, the Enter key or the OK key, you see something like an arrow here. It is called the Delete key. Maybe you might have mistaken. Let me say you want to spell boy, you say B-A-Y. Just click here to delete the letters that you don't want, letter or letters that you don't want. Of course, you can see the alphabetic keys here. This one, you know it. So this one is called the keyboard. The keyboard. We have named two basic components: the mouse, the keyboard. This one here, which many people say it is a computer. This one you are seeing, it is let me say ordinary screen. You can even play video using another means. Of course, this one in the computer system we call it as a monitor. This one is called the monitor. The monitor, the mouse, the keyboard. Monitor, mouse, keyboard. Of course, this monitor here, it is let me say the eye of a computer. It is the eye. It makes you to see all what you are doing on the mouse as well as the keyboard. It displays your activities. It makes you to see what you are doing. So the keyboard here is for inputting, and when you input here, you see it directly on the monitor. So when you switch this on, we call it Windows, but we'll move to that. This one is just introductory part of it. When you look at the far left hand, at the left corner, the bottom here, you see different keys. Some keys are here for contrast. This one is for contrast, for you to, let me say, brighten the screen or dark it very little. And also we have this one here for the sharpness, and this one is the power key. The power key, call it power button. This one is called a power button. It is various. Some they have it here, some at the middle, some on top of it. Doesn't matter. But when you see something like C, one middle it is the power button on any computing device. So we've named three components you need to know. This one is the monitor, this one is the keyboard, and this one is the mouse. So let's of course, as I told you earlier on, we use Sebba'S system here. We use different computer, let me say numerous computer with only one server. Of course, this one you are seeing here is called the system unit. The system unit, the central processing unit. We use this one to do of course there are some functions of the system unit here. Please come here. There are functions of a system unit here. You can't work with this without the system unit. The system unit is there for you to store all your information, or whatever thing you are doing on a computer system. You store it there. It's stored. it store everything. So all the connection for this to display, it is through the system unit. We'll talk about this much. So these four basic components makes up a computer. They makes up a computer. For this one here, it is an output device. It's called a printer. It's called a printer. This one is a printer.
Can you mention more output devices apart from the printer and also
this
the
one
input?
is the keyboard. Is output. This one is a mouse. Output, etc.
What about the input?
Of course, the input device on the computer system, it is the memory. The memory. We can use external memory or internal memory. Of course, what you call the drive. The drive is input device. It is here. It is a memory. It stores all information in your computing system. The drive is what? The internal memory. And all those things you see here, they are what? External memory. So thank you for your listening. We will stop here for today, and I may like more comments and where you don't understand, which basic components you don't understand, and then I will check on the comment box below, and let me say, repeat it. My name is Tamba Joseph Sebba'S, but I'm called Sebba'S. Just call me Sebba'S. I'm Sebba'S. I'm your tutor, Sebba'S. Thank you very much.